Hello and welcome to the third edition of Wailu, or What I Learned at Ursinus. Hopefully I'm speaking loudly enough for everybody to hear, and I'm enunciating enough for everybody to understand. No, that's not sarcasm. I really do appreciate any and all feedback I can get on this, although it is just a hobby. And on that note, let's get on with the show.
Because it's 17, 18, 19 routine, and here at 23, it's the same old me. And the one thing in the moment that we all are gonna like will only vary temporarily. Kind of break the cycle of the double-edged sword of being lazy and being bored. We just want more and more and more till it's all we can afford.
That's right. Today I'm going to talk about that double-edged sword of being lazy and being bored, to quote Relient K. Great band, by the way. Not that any of us have time to be bored with finals and papers and lab reports and lab notebooks. Well, that's just speaking of me, but I'm sure you all, know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I've been thinking a lot about virtue lately and the Aristotelian way, where he talks about how the good life is one filled with arete, which roughly translated is virtue. So basically what he says is that if we want to live a good life and be happy, then we have to ensure that we live a virtuous life. Now you may be thinking, virtuous life? Does that mean I have to sit in a nunnery all day and pray and only eat grass? And yeah, it doesn't sound like very much fun. But no, by virtue, he just means excellence, or living to our fullest potential. And who doesn't want to do that? I've noticed a trend in modern society. Well, it's not totally me noticing it, it's more like I read a book about it and then I'm going to talk to you about it. But there seems to be a general trend towards victimization, a general trend towards victimization amongst Americans. You know, lawsuit this, trial that, complain about this, bitch about that. Am I allowed to say bitch? Oh, yeah, man. So what's up with that? Well, to be honest, that would probably be a whole other podcast unto itself. So I'm just gonna stick to what I'm talking about. And what am I talking about?
Well, I think I had a point, but I just got distracted.
Oh yeah, I was talking about virtue and how you can't be lazy and bored because it's a double-edged sword. Dooby dooby doo, ba dooby dooby doo. My point here being, if you're bored, it better be because your circumstances actually mean that you should be bored and not because you're too lazy to get a hobby, read a book, write a novel, go on a walk, make a video podcast. And if you're feeling lazy, it better not be because you can't figure out what to do. Because there's so many things to do in this world. And there's so little time with us on it that I couldn't fathom how you'd run out. I should mention that this isn't about anyone like the previous podcast might have. No, this is just me thinking about my life and everything. Although, interestingly, I haven't really ever been bored here, and I haven't been that lazy. It's all more been to the tune of I've had too much to do, and I wouldn't be able to decide, which I'll talk about in next week's podcast, because, yeah, I'm really going to make these more than once every 2 months, because they're fun to make, and I hope they're fun to watch. So that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you can understand it. And I hope you have a great last week of school and a great time at finals. And of course, always remember to zip up your pants. Bye-bye.
Nah, I wasn't raised at gunpoint, and I've read too many books to distract me from the mirror when unhappy with my looks. And I ain't got proper diction for the makings of a thug, though I grew up in the ghetto, and my niggas also drugs. And though that may validate me for a spot on MTV, or get me all the airplay that my bank account would need, I was hoping to invest in a lesson that I learned, and I thought this fool would jump me just because it was my turn. I went to an open space cause I knew he wouldn't do it. If somebody there could see him, or somebody else might prove it. And maybe in your eyes, it may seem I got punked out, cause I walked a narrow path, and then went and changed my route. But that openness exposed me to a truth I couldn't find in the clenched fist of my ego, or the confines of my mind, in the hipness of my swagger, or the swagger in my step, or the scowl of my grimace, or the meanness of my rep. Cause we represent a truth, son, that changes by the hour. And when you open to it, vulnerability is power. And in that shifting form, you'll find a truth that doesn't change. That truth's living proof of the fact that God is strange. Talk to strangers when family fails and friends lead you astray. When Buddha laughs and Jesus weeps and turns out God is gay. His angels and Messiah's love can come in many forms. In the hallways of your projects or the fat girl in your dorm. And when you finally take the time to see what they're about, and perhaps you find them lonely or their wisdom trips you out. Maybe you'll find what cycles end you're back where you began. But come this time around, you'll have someone to hold your hand, who prays for you, who's there for you, who sends you love and light, exposes you to parts of you that you once tried to fight. And come this time around, you choose to walk a different path. You'll embrace what you turned away and cry at what you laughed, cause that's the only way we're gonna make it through this storm, where ignorance is common sense and senselessness the norm, and flags wave high above the truth and that you never touch, and stolen goods are overpriced and freedom costs too much, and no one seems to recognize the symbols come to life. The bitten apple on the screen, and Jesus had a wife, and she was his Messiah, like that stranger may be yours, who holds a subtle knife that carves the worlds like magic doors. And that's what I've been looking for, the bridge from then to now. Was watching BET like, what the fuck, son, this is foul. But that square box don't represent the sphere that we live in. The earth is not a flat screen, I ain't trying to fit in. But this ain't for the underground, this here is for the sun. A seed a stranger gave to me and planted on my tongue. And when I look at you, I know I'm not the only one. As a great man once said, there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come.